I have been selling this book, Janna Nick and Wan Chun Hong's Guide to Indie Filmmaking, which is published by MPH. For a while now. It's a really good book if you want to be a filmmaker, whether it's for YouTube, social media, TV, film, cinema, whatever. This is the book to get. I'm going to make it more accessible and more affordable to all of you because I believe that everybody needs to become a filmmaker. The more filmmakers we have in the world, I think this world will be a better place to live in. Now it's available as an electronic book download on my website. I'm going to link it here. It's really cheap, it's really affordable. It's only 5 ringgit if you want to get the ebook version. Okay, 5 ringgit. It doesn't really cost much, right? It's just a little bit of something for me. I mean, it did take a lot of work to write. Each chapter of this book talks about one part of the filmmaking process. And for each chapter as well, I interview a local filmmaker. It's only 5 ringgit. It's only 5 ringgit. You're
Happy
watching...
New Year. Oops. Okay, yeah, you go.
You're watching the Fat Bidin Film Club, and I'm assuming I'm Janna Nick.
And I'm Shai Busawan.
As usual, every week we watch a local film and we review it.
But that has not been the usual for a few weeks.
Well, as you know, we took a break in December because we wanted to spend time with family, right? And we went places, right? We went places, but following all SOPs.
And then now we cannot go anywhere.
And now we cannot go anywhere, and I think it's a good thing we went places.
Yeah.
Because now we cannot go anywhere. Okay, so
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I mean, Fat Bidin knows everything has been back. Fat Bidin Film Club has taken its time.
Yes.
But we're back.
We're back. Yeah.
But it's really nothing new in the new year.
Yeah. So we are back to well, there are a couple of things that are happening right now. The Malaysian International Film Festival is going to kick off soon, or has kicked off, on Mubi. So we'll be reviewing some films from there. But now we're here to wrap up 2020 for you first with our best and worst films. Okay.
And also talk a little bit about what we expect in 2021.
Oh yes, as well. Okay, let's go.
Okay, so how this is gonna work is we're gonna recap 2020. I know people do it in December, but no, we had better things to do.
Like each other.
Like each other. Yeah. Okay, so
are we starting with the worst?
So how it's gonna work is that I'm gonna pick 2 best films and 1 worst film for me, and then Cheryl's gonna pick 2 best films for her and 1 worst film also. And each of us also have a special mention that we want to mention, right? So as much as we are picking these films, it's almost like a consensus of what we feel about these films anyway, lah. You know. So if I cannot pick that film because she's already picked, so we balance it out by each of us picking a film that we all actually like, lah. Both of us. It's kind of consensus, right?
Yeah, I would say that this year it was the fastest pick. Because like last year, I think there was some argument of whether this was good or this was not good. This was kind of bad. This was not bad. But this year we were like, yeah, this.
Yeah. Okay, so who goes first? Who wants to start with the best? We start with the best or the worst first?
I say we should start with the worst first, and then build to the best one.
Oh, you want to start with the worst first? Okay, who wants to? Oh my God, what's happening downstairs?
I don't know. Child is being tortured.
Okay, just let our child be tortured downstairs. As you hear us talking about the torturous 2 worst films for us in 2020. Alright,
Very good backdrop.
So who's going to start with the worst film?
You can start now. You've
Me?
been like laying out the fundamentals and everything. So why don't you go first?
Okay,
Lay on.
the film that I thought was the lousiest and was the worst of 2020 was Bidin Film. Bidin Film, which
came out sometime at the end of the year.
Yeah. So it was one of the worst films I saw in 2020. It's okay. We'll link the review. Okay, so you can go and see what we thought about the film.
Yeah.
I just thought, in a nutshell, I thought the film was a non-film. right? It had no point, no reason, no purpose, not funny. Bad writing, bad directing. That's it lah. If you've seen it, let me know what you think. You should like the film, Bidin film.
Became film. It was available only on Astro Go,
Yeah,
right, at the time.
that's right.
So I don't really know if it's there now. Okay.
But you see, it had a good cast though. It had
It
two,
did.
3 cast members, 4 cast members that I really admire and I really like. So, but still, it still didn't work.
Kala.
It had Azan Rani, it had Azhar Sulaiman, it had Amirul Effendi. Still didn't work. I guess it still boils down to having a good story or not lah. Yeah. Okay.
So watch the review for an elaboration of that.
Your
Okay,
best,
so
your worst
my
film.
worst film of 2020 is available on Netflix, and it's called Pasal Kau. So it's basically the Pascal Bros all get together and make like a fun film. The spirit of the film is great in the sense that it's great that they got together to make a fun film, and they're not all just like taking their shirts off and
It's okay to take.
doing
I love taking my shirt off.
not so fun fighting things, but this time they were just kind of like having fun in some resort in Desaru.
I love
somewhere.
taking my shirt off. You know that. And
So,
I like to look at myself without my shirt off, with my shirt off
Yeah.
in the mirror.
Yeah, so why not a bunch of bros to make a fun film where you don't take your shirt off?
Oh well, our films are always fun. Have you not noticed that the films that we make are
But
constantly
it
fun?
was the worst film for me because I felt that it didn't have good values. Number one, it portrayed women very one-sidedly in a way almost, and even the strongest woman character who was in it was not very strong in the end because she was just going for this dumb boy or whatever lah.
Who's
So
the
it was
character in the film?
Janna Nick.
Oh, Janna
Who's
Nick.
now-
Nick, yeah.
yeah.
Who's now been
She's been
criticized.
cancelled.
She's been
In case
cancelled.
you didn't know, she's been cancelled.
Yeah.
She called someone a loser on Twitter also, so rightfully cancelled, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, watch the review to find out why it's actually kind of a bad film. But it was nice for them to make a fun film. Just
Yeah.
next time make a good fun film lah. Don't make like a shit fun film for fun. Like even when you do fun things, it should also be good.
And I'm not a fan of.
No? Yeah.
Yeah, true. You want to have fun but still be good lah. Who's the guy, the main actor, the one who the
Hairul
Pascal
Azim.
bro? Yeah, I don't know. I just think he very kayu lah.
Yes, you keep saying
Yeah,
that.
I keep saying he acts very kayu. Now this
Okay.
this Janna Nick issue, since we're on the topic, we're on the subject, right?
I guess.
So on Twitter, she has been saying that what films need to be censored because if films don't get censored, they can influence people.
Yeah, so
and manipulate
her
people.
tweet came out after, for context, her tweet came out after the Conservatives or Republicans went after the Capitol building in protest of Joe
Trump
Biden.
supporters. You shouldn't say Republican
Sorry,
or Conservatives,
sorry.
they will get
Trump-
offended.
Trump supporters, but the Trump supporters will also get offended because they're saying they didn't actually do it. Anyway, okay lah, Trump supporters kind of protested and stormed the Capitol building on the day of Joe Biden's confirmation.
The collegiate vote.
The collegiate vote.
They wanted to
vote,
confirm it, yeah.
confirm Joe Biden into the presidency. So a lot of people had to take cover, senators and so
Congressmen
on.
and congresswomen and all that.
And there were police. There was
People died.
Yeah, people died.
People were
got
shot and died, yeah.
And so she takes this piece of news, and her takeaway from this is that
You need to censor.
they are influenced by the movie The Purge.
Oh yeah, that's
And
right.
this is why censorship is important, and Malaysian films need to have good values and be censored and be controlled by a body, because this is like the power of cinema lah. Basically, in a nutshell. That's not verbatim what she said. Okay?
Something like that. You can
But
go back
that
and
is
read
the
her tweets
summary
lah.
of it lah. If the tweet is still even
Yeah.
there, but I'm sure you can find screenshots somewhere. Just Google it, and then someone says something to her to try to stir the discourse, and she replies, "Loser."
So she's not even engaging people when they want to
So-
have a debate with her lah.
Okay lor.
A discussion with her, you
Okay
know.
lor.
Yeah. So people have been tagging us on Twitter to respond to it. Initially, I didn't want to respond.
Yeah.
Because it's such a non-thing. Everybody knows censorship is stupid. You know?
Not Janna Nick.
Yeah, but so I just didn't want to
thinks
respond. Yeah. But I guess now since you brought up the film, I thought, okay, I might as well just respond.
No, we brought it up because she's in the worst film.
she's in the worst film. And the fact that she wants films to have good values
And then she goes acts in
in a film that doesn't have a good value.
I don't know.
Maybe her. Yeah. But she's still very cute to look at though.
But you think about her values.
Yeah, I know. Straight away, like, no more already.
Yeah.
Like how I like someone and then I see them smoke and straight away, like I cannot really. Like that lah. You know? Yeah, so yes. Okay. So, do we move on to our...
Best film. Your best film. So we have two best films that we're going to talk about.
So me first, you first? You first? Since I started the worst, you start the best lah.
One of my... Well, it's not a film. One of the best things I saw in 2020 that reviewed under Fabulous Film Club was a pilot episode of a show called Barbie.
By Apple! My friend
Apple.
Apple, who wrote and directed it.
It also stars some hardcore bros. We've
Yusof
got some of
and
the...
that,
yeah, Tony Yusof. Then you've got Amirul Effendi. And you've got Hasnur Rahmat as well. And it's a really... It's only one episode. It's a pilot.
It's a pilot. And we'll link the review.
What is supposed to be this political thriller, and it is so thrilling, and it's really, really good, and it was done so well, and it was so tight, and it was constantly engaging every step of the way.
It was relevant.
And so relevant. It's still very relevant in some ways lah.
The political situation in Malaysia lah, yeah.
And it was just, it's really, really good. I can sort of understand why they're not getting funding for it, because people are probably like, maybe we'll get into trouble, I don't know.
It was supposed to get international funding, not in Malaysia.
It's really sad that it hasn't been fully funded yet and turned into a complete series.
Maybe it will.
Season.
We
So
wanna
I'm
push
still
for it,
holding
yeah.
out. So like 2020, make this happen. Make Barbie happen.
Yeah.
Because, everything is already so kebabian. Might as well just make Barbie. Yeah. Okay, so yours.
What were my best films again? Raw! Raw by Kuman Pictures.
Yeah.
By Emir
Izwan. Yes.
And I thought Raw was really good. I think we both thought Raw was really good. It's a horror film. And yet it's really smart. It doesn't use any jump scares to scare you in a horror film.
Sophisticated horror.
Yeah, it's Malaysia's entry for the Oscars. It's done by Kuman Pictures that means that it was done on a micro budget, but yet done really well. Good acting, good story, good directing. It was just good all around.
And it's also gone several places despite the pandemic and everything, and been quite successful.
It was in the cinemas, of course, and it's been in several festivals and all that.
I think it's also a movie now.
Yeah. So watch Raw if you can. It's really good. Yeah, one of the best things to come out of 2020.
You should definitely watch.
Yeah.
Bro. Yeah.
Nothing much to say. It's just good.
It's just good.
And smart too.
Yeah.
But you don't have to be.
It's written by a guy who doesn't like horror.
Yeah.
And yet so scary. So it's like, wow, it's good lah.
And even though it's a smart film, you don't have to be like one of those like to watch it. Anybody can appreciate it. It's really good.
Yeah, and be scared by it. Yeah.
And think too. Yeah.
Okay, so my last best film is one of the last films that we watched in 2020. It's Kickflip.
Oh yeah. Karel Bahar, Eva.
Yeah.
Good film.
Yes. It was I felt after the year that everybody had, the film kind of really illustrated the kind of sufferings that you have, and it really touched the core of... It was a very mature film.
Honest.
It was very honest, and it was very mature. It wasn't trying to... It was relevant by not trying to be woke or relevant, It addressed an issue that I thought was very relevant in 2020, the uncertainties of work, having to take up jobs that you don't really want to take up, kind of giving up your dreams, and doing things really for the sake of surviving. So it had so much heart. Just, oh my god, so much heart in that film, and it's just you really are rooting for the guy all the way lah. So it's a really good film.
It's the most sincere film I thought came out of 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah. So watch that. That's on Mubi too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really, really good.
Okay, now my other best film is Mael Tote. I loved Mael Tote because I don't know, it's a director who knows his audience, who knows what he wants. He that was the film that he wanted to make. It was funny. It was heartwarming. It was controversial. Right, because a lot of people thought that this is not supposed to be it's not how a film is supposed to be made. But I'm like, no, a film is anything that has a good story. Anybody can make a film, and this proves it, right? So what if he's a YouTuber, and so what if the style is a YouTube style? People enjoyed it. There's an audience for it, and I thought that it was very unique. It was very original. It serves a community, a society that it serves the audience, right? And I link the review again. I really believe that if you're looking for a unique Malaysian voice for a film, like to represent like a society or culture, this is a film that would do that.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I think most importantly, Mael Tote served its community, its Kelantanese community, which is where the director is from and which is where his target audience is from. And the fact that he incorporated all his differently abled friends as well into the film, and he wasn't like super strict about like style or about, sticking to the script or whatever, made the film so much better actually.
He creates a world that you want to be in. So you kind of understand that it's not just a movie. You would then have to watch his YouTube channel, and then watching his YouTube channels and the different videos that are on his YouTube channel, you want to watch the YouTube channels of his other friends, and it becomes like a whole big world. It's exactly like what...
Universe.
Yeah, it's like
real.
I would not want to use Marvel as an example. You can, because you like Marvel. I hate Marvel.
I don't. I'm like okay with it.
I was gonna say George Lucas and the Star Wars world. He's created such a big world since the late 1970s until now. You've got Mandalorian, you've got cartoons, you've got books, he's created such a world. So Mael Tote is kind of like that at a smaller scale. So yeah, good. Yeah.
But also I think the core of it is that it's also very sincere, just like Kickflip.
Yep.
So it's also one of the more sincere films that we saw come out of 2020.
Yes.
Alright, so moving on to special mentions. We each have a special mention.
Go on with your special mention.
You can mention first.
Oh, I can mention first? I forgot. What's my special mention?
Quarantine Riot.
Oh, Quarantine Riot by Gavin Yap!
Yeah.
Okay, so during the quarantine, during MCO, a lot of people wanted to make films, wanted to, put stuff online and all that, right?
And films are all about Zoom.
Yeah, and even we also, Fat Bidin organised a COVID-19 short film documentary competition, and we got a lot of great entries. You can watch the playlist, which I'm gonna link to. So a lot of people wanted to make films under the pandemic and being under lockdown and all that. A lot of them were bad, right? A lot of them were bad. But you see, we never put all those films in our bad list, right? Because I don't think it's fair. Yeah, it's not fair. But there were gems that came out. We rediscovered a few in our competition, right? Kuman Pictures did a competition as well, and there were some gems there, right? Which I think is going to be in your special mention.
Yeah.
See. And Gavin Yap, one of the first films to come out of the pandemic, right? Shot on using Zoom and all that, and I thought it was really good. It was about a family celebrating Raya, and they can't get together. They're all on Zoom, and this good character, good dialogue going on. It's really good acting. I thought Tony Yusof had a great performance in the film, and I wouldn't say it's the best film ever, but it was very charming, and people could relate, I think, to the characters in there, and it was good. Yeah, that's my special mention, Gavin Yap's Quarantine Raya. It's online, so you can watch it on YouTube.
Yes, it was. I think what was nice about it and what was different about it was that it wasn't just like a normal Zoom conversation. There was some control to it, there was a style to it, and there was a very anchoring story as well. The thing that linked them was that it was the first like Raya without their mother. And it was a lot of underlying themes.
Without their father too, right?
Well, their father is alive, just not with them. So it's there was a lot of underlying themes of how they were kind of dealing with the loss and talking about how they were, their memories of that kind of Raya, and it's very human also lah. In the other, since we brought it up, the other films that we saw that also use this kind of mechanism of shooting on Zoom didn't really have a lot of control. Not too sure why. Perhaps because they thought, oh, you know, we don't have to like set up lights, we don't have to whatever, just turn on the laptop and then can shoot already. And they had like a brief story. It didn't exactly work for everyone lah. So Gavin's one was a little bit next level from the other stuff that sort of came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was surprised to see there was like actual character development. Also.
Yeah. Also, yeah. See, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. So my special mention was, did they win?
They didn't win, I think. Oh, they did.
Did they win the challenge?
I'm not sure lah, but it doesn't matter.
I think they
Doesn't
did.
matter.
Okay,
No.
I'm gonna just go ahead and say they did. If I didn't, I'm sorry. This might be fake news, but yeah, my special mention is Feast Productions film Kabus, which I think did win the Kuman Pictures feature challenge.
But it wasn't shown
But
in
it
the
wasn't shown anywhere
playlist
because they are going
to festivals and all that lah.
stuff. Yeah.
But we were invited to a secret,
So we were invited
a private
to a secret
screening of the film
We cannot
Kabus.
tell anything about
Yeah.
because it's secret, okay? Why it's a special mention and why I loved Kabus was because we actually started out 2020 by being introduced to Fixed Productions. Our first review of 2020 was Soraya by
Which wasn't very good.
the Fixed Productions, which we didn't really like, but
Yeah.
we liked the spirit of the brothers, Faisal and the other one.
So bad.
Iskandar! Faisal and Iskandar. Sorry bros. Sorry, you guys are my friends on Twitter somewhat. Terrible lah. Yeah, so we really like their passion and their heart. So when we were invited to go and see Kabus, it was going to
we couldn't say no.
yeah, it was going to be like the second film that they have made since we saw them. And
But we did
they-
review one of their online films on Amazon Plus.
that was
Amazon
yeah,
Plus or
but that
something
was the one that they emailed to us, and they had made that before they even made Soraya.
Yes, yeah.
So
which was also not so
yeah,
good.
So this was basically like the film lah, the next film after Soraya that we were going to see, and it was good.
Yeah.
It was a good film. It was very tight. Faisal has a lot more control over his scenes now, and the script was written by their mother, who is clearly a very good scriptwriter because it was a very good story, and it was so minimalistic and yet so sophisticated and really well done. The Kuman Pictures Feature Challenge was about making a feature film with a very small budget and with whatever you have. So if this is whatever they had and this is the kind of feature film that they made, then that means that, you know, they are capable of so much more if they have, you know, more funding and everything. So I'm really proud of them, and it made me really proud, so that's why they are my special mention.
Yes. It's proof that you just make films, just keep on making it, things will get better, you will improve and it will work out.
And good stories are important.
stories, yeah.
Good stories are very important.
Yeah, and we wish them the best in their career lah.
They just finished shooting the other Kuman Pictures film called Cherobo, and that's going to be coming out soon. So I am quite excited to see that. Yeah. Alright. So are we going to talk about what we expect?
Okay, so what do we expect in 2021? I don't know, because now we're under emergency until August. We're also under another MCO lockdown.
Yeah.
I don't know if people are going to be able to go out and shoot films. Are we going to see more quarantine riots? More Kuman Picture Challenge? More COVID-19, Fat Bidin COVID-19 competitions where people just shoot under lockdown? I don't know. It seems very bleak, isn't it? I think that's one of the reasons why we also like took our time starting again in 2021 to do reviews.
Yeah, because
Yeah, we've been feeling a little bit like pessimistic.
what's the point?
You know?
I really miss going to the cinema. I don't know about you guys, but yeah, I know that Wonder Woman was out, but it wasn't really something I wanted to see. So
Yeah, I'm
I
not
wasn't
interested
gonna
in Wonder
risk
Woman.
COVID-19 just to go and see something I don't care about. But I really miss actually watching Malaysian films in the cinema
Yeah.
because it's very interesting to see, number one, the demographic of people that go, and number two,
number two is like empty cinema, so we can just go and make out because nobody goes to watch Malaysian film.
or take like long naps. You know?
Take long naps.
But
anyway,
it's a different feel when you watch a Malaysian film in the cinema versus when you watch like a blockbuster film or whatever. And I always find it to be, whether it's good or bad, it's always a very interesting experience.
Yeah, but the online streaming platforms have been great.
Yeah.
You know, we've been watching a lot.
Movie has really been kicking off.
Yeah, and a lot of films have been given a platform there. You know, which is a good thing. Maybe that's going to be the new norm.
Oh, and also coming to Fat Bidin Film Club is going to be our review of KL Gangster Underworld season 2.
That's one thing that we're waiting to.
I waited so long for. I'm so excited. I can't tell you.
Okay, so here's the thing. We've been waiting for the sequel season to come out.
Yes.
Right, and it came out end of last year.
Yeah.
We haven't watched it because we wanted to wait for all the episodes to come out and binge watch it.
Yes.
Initially, Cheryl wanted to review the first episode, and I'm like, no, we're gonna watch the whole thing then review it. Right? What do you think? Let us know.
I'm gonna do it. We'll watch the whole thing. I'm so excited.
Yeah. So that's one anticipation that we have for 2021 KL Gangster Underworld, right?
Yes. And then all the MIFF Malaysian films that we can see.
See, after the first lockdown, and we were in conditional MCO and recovery MCO and all that, production companies were already going out to start shooting again. We were going out to start shooting again. We have in line in 2021 3 feature documentaries that we're going to be releasing. We're not going to be releasing it in the cinemas. We're going to be releasing it on I think Astro, and also online lah, right? We've just completed the first one. Right, it's done.
Which we obviously cannot review.
We're locking the final version now, right? Yes. We've got 2 more to shoot, but now we're under lockdown.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah, so we don't know if we can shoot or not. When the first now the second lockdown has happened, we've been checking to see if we can actually shoot. We looked at the ministry's website, the communications ministry, and in the statement by the minister, he says that production companies and media organizations that do news, rencana documentaries, and factual and informative,
basically non-fiction
non-fiction programs, can continue to shoot under the MCO. But then when we check on FINAS's
it says everything cannot.
So everything cannot.
At home.
Right? No production can be done.
So now we don't know.
So we don't know. There is a hotline that we can call. We will try and call it, and we will try and find out as well.
And let you know what happened.
Let you know, yeah.
But in the meantime, we'll just sit and watch KLGU all day, every day.
And Designated Survivor.
Yeah. So stay tuned for more stuff from the Family Film Club, because we will still be coming out with more content. Whether or not MCO, no MCO, we are dedicated to bringing you.
Give us a heads up of any news that you hear about 2021. Like, what's the latest production that's going on? What film is going to come out online or not? You know, just let us know.
If you have a Malaysian film that you like us to review, send it to us.
And tell us what you think 2021 is going to be like for films in Malaysia. Tell us. We want to hear. You know? Yeah, if we can't review films, we'll review opinions and thoughts. Okay, so that's it. You've been no. Wait.
Like this video.
Like this video.
Don't like this video.
Subscribe. Follow us on all our social media platforms at FatBidin. Go to fatbidin.com to get everything. You've been watching and listening to Fat Bidin Film Club. I'm assuming I'm Zan Azli.
And I'm Cheryl Ibstawan.